Hey there, how's it going?
Hey Amanda, I'm good.
Hey, you work for online services or support.
I do, yeah. You got my email?
I did.
Did you add the class? Were you able to add the class yet?
I haven't heard back yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll watch out for it. So.
I had a little too much fun when I was there on campus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. No, I'm the same way with some of my classes. I'm like, can you allow me to get into this?
Hopefully, I've been back 3 semesters and made straight A's, so hopefully they'll let me in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, it should be good.
Hey there.
Oh, that's just So man, I just looked at your ticket and they're working on it right now.
Awesome.
Be too much fun.
Awesome.
Oh, that's something I was working on with Amanda.
Oh, okay.
Getting her into a class. Yeah, if you guys ever need to add an online class, you can just talk to me.
Okay.
I can work things out.
Nice to have a connection now.
I don't know, huh? I saw your name pop up in the emails. I was like, well, I'll take that one.
So how cold is it up there right now? So we're driving up next weekend. Do I need to pack my heavy-duty winter clothes?
The mornings are cold.
Yeah, it's in the cold in the morning.
Yeah.
So actually, I don't know, today during the day was actually really nice.
It was like, jacket, you're good.
Sounds good.
It's like, 60s.
Yeah.
40s,
Nice.
60s, so.
Not bad.
Yeah, but when I'm walking to work in the morning, I put on a coat.
Yeah.
Morning's like, warm coat, and then afternoon's like just a jacket.
Awesome. Good to know. Yeah, I remember it gets pretty cold there. It can get really cold at least.
Yeah.
But it changes so sporadic.
I know.
The year my husband and I got married, it hadn't snowed a single flake until we got married middle December.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day before, total blizzard and snowstorm, and all of a sudden it was freezing. But then some years, November and October, there's snow on the ground already.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what. Who knows? Like next week we could have snow. So.
Yep. I'm excited for cold weather. It's been 80s here still.
Oh, really? Ooh,
Hmm.
hot.
Let's try adding crystal again. Hey, you made it in.
I'm here.
Alrighty. So how did everyone do finding an article?
That was a tough one. I had a tough time. Did
Yeah.
you guys?
Yeah, I found a lot that were like fraud, but finding something that could, corporate veil. Found one I think worked.
Yeah. I looked around for quite a while, but I actually found one that I think works out pretty good. Mine is, it's a limited liability company. It's just saying that how the partners, let's see, how should I say this? The partners are wondering if they're going to be shielded. The company, their audit didn't go over so well. And so the company's kind of nervous that they might get sued. They're thinking that limited liability isn't going to protect them. So they're already hiring a bunch of attorneys to their advice on how to protect their assets, their personal assets, because they think that they're going to be, I guess, targeted and that they won't be protected.
Okay.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. I found one. It was a company called Platinum Partners, and I guess they filed for bankruptcy, and now a judge has frozen like almost 118 million in their assets, because of siphoning proceeds before filing into their own pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they've frozen the individual's assets because they're getting sued by some trustees that haven't gotten their money because of the bankruptcy, and they're trying to go ahead and sue the individuals because they siphoned the money off of the accounts. And so they committed that fraud.
Huh.
And so,
Makes sense.
It's a good one too.
Mine was about a person at an investment firm that has thought to committed fraud by not disclosing the poorly performing loans correctly, and that's resulted in her gaining $200 million in fees that should have gone to like the investors. So it hasn't made a decision, but if they see that she committed the fraud and that she did it without the corporation, then they could do corporate bail, I guess. So I don't know.
It's a good one too. I did mine on Wells Fargo. So I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. It's talking about how the CEO has to forego his equity, all of his stock. So it's like worth $41 million, and that he can't take his salary during the investigation. So it's kind of what they call their clawback provision. So I didn't know if it quite fit into the corporate veil or not.
mm-hmm. I was kind of confused by what a corporate veil was in the first place,
Yeah.
or piercing it, because the book made it seem like it was a company that was established just as a front.
Mm-hmm.
That's like kind of what I got from the book. But then I honestly could not think of any examples of that anywhere, and even doing like just a Google search, it was difficult.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yes, it was.
So I guess when you pierce the corporate veil, can it be within, like a major company like Wells Fargo, or even like the one that I was working with, Platinum Partners, it was, you know, it was legitimate business. It was a legitimate corporation. They had actual, you know, performance, and they had, you know, all their meetings. They had kept all their records and everything. It was just the actions of a few individuals within that company that happened to be owners that were faulty. So.
Yeah.
Or as an owner, that might be a better one than a CEO. I don't know.
It'd be interesting, like with your example, because like if only a couple people mess up, then all of them shouldn't be penalized. You'd think at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Crystal's how they were holding his. He said they're holding his stock shares and withholding his salary. So I think in a way that's kind of holding him liable for the losses for all the people, because they're taking away his ownership within it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still CEO, which amazes me. But I know Tanner's was good too. So
I think we can make it work with any of them. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the key, is just finding a way to make it work. It's been with a lot of them.
well, I think when you look at the definition, doesn't it say it's the owners, the shareholders, members
Yeah.
of the board? So I don't know if the CEO of Wells Fargo would work, because he's not an owner.
Yeah.
But he is a shareholder because they're holding his stock.
I would say with the big
Sure.
corporations, aren't the shareholders the owners?
Yeah.
I'll find the definition in here.
It's on page 360.
On what page, sorry?
360. At least it should be.
Okay. It says corporation's legal entity separate from its shareholders. Corporation, not the shareholder, is liable for its debts. However, when the courts disregard the corporate entity and hold the shareholders personally liable, that's when they pierce the corporate veil. So it says a corporate veil may be pierced if two conditions are present: one, a fraudulent purpose, and two, operation of the corporation business, operation of the corporate business as through the corporation does not exist. I don't know.
So basically, we want a company that has shares that people can have ownership with.
Yeah.
I don't know if mine works because of that, because I don't know if it has shares.
Yeah.
Yours was more of a private company, wasn't it?
Possibly. I'm not sure. But
Let's see.
I'm going to try and find mine to pull it back up real quick. I didn't even think to write down the article title. So I guess I can pull up the submission, right?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
You can't?
I click on attempt 1 and it just says your quiz has been submitted successfully. That's what I told him.
I hate on that.
Well, Wells Fargo does have stock, so I know that.
It does.
And it was because of fraud. I mean, they were opening up false accounts, if I recall right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that one then.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, you might have to run me through it again while I type this up.
Okay, so the name of the CEO is, I've just got Mr. Stump, S-T-U-M-P-F as in Frank.
Kind of cool last name.
Yeah. So he's the CEO of Wells Fargo Bank, and he has agreed to forego all unvested equity awarded to him. It was worth $41 million. Not take a 2016 bonus, and take no salary during an independent board investigation, and rescue himself from all deliberations related to the sales issues.
And all that was because they had false accounts and he was at the front of it.
It was, let me pull up the article. Okay, so oh, don't do that. Let me get into my found it online, but it's, I've got to be in the Wall Street Journal. It's not letting me look at it.
What? You're pointing at.
I'm on a group. Don't do anything inappropriate. Yes.
We are going to hang time. Is it cool if I take a 20 out of your wallet?
I don't have a 20 in my wallet.
I'm going to take your credit card then.
Hey, don't do anything dumb, George. Don't break a leg before you go on your mission, please. Okay, look at it here.
Sorry. I hear something ridiculous.
I'm on a group.
Why?
I'm on a group.
Why?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Do you want them to hear something
No,
ridiculous?
no.
Okay. Thought I might want you to know that I'm on a group.
God,
Well, my Wells Fargo is just doing really weird things. Just a second.
You know what the title of the article is?
Yes, it's Wells Fargo CEO isn't out of danger despite pay clawback. Sorry, you've seen all my children tonight.
I was thinking it's pretty trusting to let him take your credit card.
He's going on his mission next week, so he's trying to get all the phone
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found the article. I think I found.
I know it was something with new accounts. I just
Yeah.
can't remember.
It says to explain the bank's allegedly widespread illegal tactics that led to as many 2 million accounts to be opened with fictitious or unauthorized customer information. So. So because they created that fictitious accounts, they might pierce the corporate veil at Mr. Stump because he's a shareholder rather than suing the entire company. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
We could kind of make that into our quiz question.
How would that be?
We could say the prosecutor could, or if the prosecutor decides to pierce the corporate veil, what reasoning would it be to, or why would Mr. Stump be held accountable? Say because he's CEO, because he's a shareholder, making him owner, because he's a boss, he should have known better, or just make up stuff like that. So their answer would be because he's the shareholder, and that makes him owner, makes him responsible.
Okay. So if the prosecutor decides to pierce the corporate veil, for what reasons would it hold Mr. Stump be liable?
Yeah. But yeah. Why would Mr. Stump be held liable?
Instead of prosecutor, wouldn't it be just the court if the court decides? Because I don't think they can decide to pierce the corporate veil.
Yeah, probably the court.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay. So the correct answer, because he is a holder in the company, and the reason is, I guess, going with the definition, wouldn't it be when the court decides to pierce the corporate veil, they
They disregard the
pass the
corporate.
company?
Okay,
Mhm.
on here.
It says the shareholder can be held personally liable if the corporate name is used as a false front behind which the owners and operators perpetrate fraud.
Okay. All I put, when they disregard the corporate front, they prosecute the owners for using the company as a front for their scandal.
Sounds good.
Okay. Face. Okay. All right, and then wrong answer number 1 is because he is the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the feedback for that one?
It would be just being the CEO doesn't prove that he's an owner. That's just a job title.
Sure.
It doesn't prove ownership.
Okay. What would be wrong answer number 2?
A promoter?
What?
Promoter, it's a person that creates the organization, basically.
Do you say that promotes the organization or creates it?
It's it's the person who conceives, organizes, and begins the corporation.
The reason that's wrong is because they may not have anything to do with the company now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wells Fargo has been around since before Mr. Stump was born.
Um, and wrong answer number 3.
Because somebody has to pay.
I'm good with it. The reason behind that one is you can't just attack anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to have a legal justification to hold somebody liable.
perfect. Remember I wrote Mr. Stump. It keeps wanting to autocorrect it to Stumpy.
Be his nickname.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not really short or something.
Okay. I think we're all good to go then.
Awesome.
Okay.
I think next week's our easy week.
Yeah.
Not the Wall Street Journal one, so that'll be nice.
You're going to make your own up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll get this submitted tonight. So.
Awesome.
All right, thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you. See you guys next week.
Guys.
Bye.